But we are certainly not out of the woods yet. Let's check in with Sean talking about our high fire danger and really high winds today as well, Sean.
Yeah, the winds we knew were going to be a problem as we got into yesterday. We had wind advisories go up and then red flag warnings, and then, of course, then fires occurred. We had them even as early as yesterday morning out in Cedar Park, the Blockhouse Creek area, and then we saw them pop up out in Bastrop. And in fact, this as the morning has progressed, we've seen even more pop up, including one out by the airport. I'm going to show you a couple of things. First of all, let's go outside. And by the way, I'm going to advise you of a couple of things, and you probably already know this. One, please don't go out looking at these fires. Don't go traveling. They have got all kinds of roadblocks. There are people that actually live in these neighborhoods that can't even go in, so obviously you're not going to be able to get in. And also, the smoke out there is a really serious issue for folks with asthma or respiratory illnesses. A lot of folks are probably going to be buying filters to replace their AC filters after this, just because there is so much out there. What you're looking at is not a fire that we've talked about that much. This is actually Mansfield Dam on the left, bottom left of the screen. And that's, of course, Lake Travis area, Steiner Ranch to the left of the screen, but off in the distance, Pedernales area, we're seeing fires out that way. A little bit of smoke there just left, but it's hovering very close to the ground because the winds are so strong out there. This smoke does not rise up. Makes it kind of hard to see. Let's take a look also at our 360 tower cam, and that is the Bastrop area. Also very hard to see because there's already so much smoke. If you have a high-def TV, you might be able to actually walk up to it and look at it. You see two different kinds of smoke. The white smoke, typically grass fires, dry grass burns, kind of a light color, and then the heavier piney woods area with the sap of the trees, and then of course structure fires typically burn a little darker. That black smoke you see, you've got both of those out there. The fires that we have a little bit further south of that area, again, a little whiter smoke. It just continues on, and that moves south. If you live Smithville, and there's another one out there, can you believe that? They just keep popping up. That's another very dark fire, very, very dark smoke fire next to a lighter one. And then we've got that one fire that we were watching out by the airport that is actually, I don't know if I can be able to get that just real quick on the fly, but I want you to know that we are watching all of these. There are lots of folks out there. We are very active on our Twitter account, KXAN Weather and KXAN News, our Facebook page and our web page. A lot of folks need information about this. Those are the best places to go when we're not on air. And also, if you want to follow this, I've got a link to how to use it, how to view this on Google Earth as well, so you can find out where the fires are. All right, what we've got at the moment, temperatures running 83 degrees. You know what, in the midst of this, in the midst of all of this, this is that little cool front we were looking forward to on a holiday weekend. We knew we'd have a nice start to the holiday weekend. We ended up with temperatures of 83 degrees and fires all over the place. So please, we have red flag warnings in effect, fires and things like that. Certainly don't want to get into all that, but at the moment, it is going to be a situation where any kind of outdoor fires, even if it's a gas grill, I would strongly urge you not to, just because of the winds. You can see the update there. Steiner Ranch Schools closed Tuesday. We're going to keep you up to date with all of the information as it comes in here on our website and our Twitter feeds as well. 70s out to the west. Amazing how cool it is. How many times did we start the noontime in the 90s? We have 70s right now out that direction, 80s out here, and then 80s out to the east, 84 degrees in LaGrange. So if anything, we've got all these firefighters out there. Thankfully, there's some cool air. They've got all of the fire gear on. At least they have some cooler temperatures for that. You've got 60s to the north, 80s. The cool front is moving in from northwest to southeast. That's the general direction of the winds, which means any fires that start, if you're southeast of a fire, if you've got the smoke coming in, or even if you see ash, soot falling, you're in a serious situation. You need to watch carefully for that. Red flag warnings till 10 o'clock tonight. All of these counties. There were a few counties out in the hill country that were not included. Those are included now. You can see from McCulloch County, Brady, out to the west, not all the way to Tom Green, San Angelo County, but everybody else, minus a few counties out to the southeast of the state. Cloud cover, rain, none. The only thing the cloud cover did for us was show us where the front was earlier this morning as it moved in. You can see how that is pushed to the south, and at the moment the skies are clear. The latest on our forecast model is not good, and this is where I'm concerned. We don't have any shower activity expected in the next couple of days. You can see how the clouds, there's really nothing on the map. It's very quiet out there as far as rain activity. We don't have anything in the next 7 days. My concern is, on top of this, if this is what it's going to be like now and we don't have any rain, what happens when the next front rolls around and we've got winds kicking up 30, 40 miles an hour with the arrival of that front? Could the same thing happen? Maybe not the same winds, but because we've had Tropical Storm Lee enhance those winds. But either way, you know how breezy it gets when a front comes in around here. So if you're thinking about a jump kit and a plan, I would have that. because we may be not out of the woods with this, literally and figuratively on that, and no pun intended, as we go through the next, who knows, until we can get some kind of rain in here to get things greened up. 92 for the high today. Red flag warning till 10 p.m. Winds out of the north at 15 to 30 miles per hour. We're seeing that now. We're seeing gusts even above 30 all the way to 32, and we're expecting possibly up to 35 for this afternoon. Tonight, 60, which means 50s in a lot of areas. Winds still gusting up this evening, but then overnight, hoping that they'll start to fall back down to 5 to 10 by tomorrow morning. That'd be a huge thing for, of course, anybody that's out there fighting fires. 92 for today, 91 tomorrow, 93 on Wednesday. Morning lows here in Austin, we're going to call for 60, 61, 63, 65, which means we're talking 50s for everybody out there tomorrow morning. Believe it or not, we go from miserable heat to maybe a little bit on the chilly side for little ones going to school. We do get back to the hotter weather, though, coming up Saturday and Sunday. You're seeing the crawl information on our screen there on the bottom of the screen. Lots of information that's available at our website, our Twitter feeds as well, KXA News and KXAN Weather. Weather will